Susan, then you are up. While she's coming up, I will say we have 4 candidates for 3 vestry positions. I am really happy to see the engagement and interest for this position. We will vote next week. You can vote absentee anytime up until Friday this week online. I think we can also get you a ballot if you want it, but we will have ballots next week. If you do want a ballot, if you can email Andrew, he will not be in tomorrow, but he'll be in the church office. His is the info@trinitycovington.org. You can email him and request one, or you can call the church office and request one. All right, so without further ado then, let's hear from Susan Moore. I'm going to walk around and find my copy that I'm sitting somewhere.
Good morning, I'm Sister Susan of the Way Moore, member of the Community of the Gospel. It's a dispersed Episcopal monastic organization, which is why I dress the way I dress. Sorry, is that better? Yeah, thank you. I am interested in serving Trinity because I have been served by Trinity. I have just a great deal of love for this community. It was home that I walked in the door 21 years ago. And I have shared in many different types of ministries here. I've been in the choir until my voice did this weird thing and I couldn't sing anymore reliably. I am in charge of our healing ministers and make sure that we have people that pray for you when you need prayers during communion. I do the little kind of chaplaincy kind of thing over at the Victorian at Riverside, what used to be the Covington Ladies' Home. I call on them once or twice a week to visit and minister and entertain and provide an ear for those folks. My history with the Episcopal Church is that I became an Episcopalian after I was very disheartened by some things that happened in the Lutheran Church that I was attending. And I have served on the church council, which is what the Lutheran Church calls their vestry. And I also did so at a time when we were told by our synod that if we did not voluntarily move to a new site, they were going to close our doors. And my church of 100 and some years is now rubble. I am a firm believer in the mission of Trinity, that we move forward and that we serve our community. Because the moment my congregation that I was confirmed in and married in stopped doing that, we died. And I think that it is important that as a congregation we remember that we are here for a reason. We are here to serve. One of my vows. I am here to serve. And I think that we, as part of our baptismal covenant, are here to serve. And I think we have to look to the future. We have to look to our youth in order to keep this wonderful place thriving and not let it become another IRS building. Thank you.
Okay, well, Emily, you're up next.
Hi, my name is Emily Bagley-Engel. I have been going to cry. Okay, so let's just start with the exciting stuff. I haven't told my mom yet, but the paperwork is gone to the judge. And 10 years is up to me. I was going to leave that to the end because it was the most exciting, but I was going to cry through everything else. So we're adopting my son. It's been a 21-month process, and now we got the email on Friday. So I've been keeping a secret for like 2 days. So it's very exciting. His adoption will be finalized before Thanksgiving. So, yay! And I'm going to share that all with you for this purpose. I've been going to Trinity all of my life. I started when I was 5 months old. My mom brought me here. I was baptized when I was 11 months old in the punch bowl at the front of church because the Christmas tree was in front of the baptismal font. I was in Sunday school with Miss May. I hid the Bibles from Mr. Daly in Sunday school with my best friend Joe Davidson, and Lauren Lucas was also a best friend. I have probably the running record for the best shoes as an acolyte. Decades of experience in the rummage sale, the talent show. I swore I was going to marry Phil Lucas. I did not, but I did end up marrying my husband here. Reverend Linda performed the marriage, and we were her first marriage. So Trinity has been a part of my life from the beginning. Don't look at my mom. And now my husband and I are moving on to this new chapter in our life where we are adopting, I don't know if you've seen, the adorable little blonde going up to communion and bringing down the house with cuteness, let's be real. But so we are adopting Teddy, and I want him to grow up in the same community of love and care and friendship that I grew up in here at Trinity. And so I think, now that I'm stepping away from my 20 plus years in video production to become a mom, I think I can help Trinity keep that community life that I grew up in and that Teddy, I would hope, would grow up in. As a producer, part of what I do is I take a lot of creative minds, all with different opinions on how a project should go, and I help navigate and funnel us to that final goal without killing each other. And I've been very successful thus far. And so I think that's a skill that I've brought a lot to even being a mother. You know, there's so much communication with Teddy and creative thinking, and through the adoption process even. I'm working with Oregon, who we're adopting Teddy through, and Ohio. You would think these two states communicate. No, they don't. My social workers don't talk to one another. It's a whole ladder process. And so I am helping all of these people communicate so that we can move this adoption forward, and we have successfully gotten there, I think. And so I think through all this communication, we can build this community. And it's not just communication within our community, outside of it as well. And I think that's such an important factor in raising a child and a family. And on that family note, I worked on this really horrible Catholic Christmas movie. Lots of theological holes, but the Trinity Choir helped out. It was beautiful. And that last scene in the film, our female love interest walks into this church with her new bow, and she takes her arm and she sweeps it out across everybody and says, "This is my family." And as bad as the movie was, that line hit home to me. I'm like, that is the only takeaway of the movie is, this is my family. Trinity is my family. I have my birth family, I have my adopted family, I have the family I'm married into, but Trinity is just as equal to all of that. And I want Teddy to grow up in a family, and I want Lance to grow up in a family, and every other generation to come and that is present to grow up in that family. And that's why I would like to be a part of Vestry.
As we all know, that adoption is near and dear to my heart, and I'm so thrilled about it for you. Okay, we have two more. Hilda, I'm just going to volunteer you next, and I'm going to walk the mic to you. Yeah, I mean, really, you can sit if you should. Yep.
Okay. I'm rickety. My body's rickety. I think my mind is still going. Someone is. I'm Hilda. If you don't know me, I'm sorry. Most of you do know. I've been approached. I've been here 12 years, 13 years. Yeah, 12 years. And after I was here a couple of years, people came and said, "Well, I'd run for Vestry." And I thought, I didn't have to done that. And for some reason, about, I don't know, so must have been in August or September, the thought occurred to me, I need to be on Vestry. And I thought, this is how I'm going to do this. But I did it. And I think it's important that I I represent the top of the age group. I really do, that's not even a joke. And I think it's extremely important in Vestry to have a range of people. You need I've been on several vestries, I've talked to diocesan councils, I've done a lot of things before I came here in the church. But here, it's talk about family. It's a piece that needs to be multi-generational. And I would like to be the top end of that. The other thing that I thought about, this place particularly, is the fact that the church, the big church and the little church are so important. And talking about having light at the end of the tunnel. The church is the light at the end of the tunnel. Not everybody understands that, not everybody realizes that, but it's so bloody important. And the fact that we love and will continue to love, no matter the circumstances. And for me, that speaks of Trinity, it speaks of the Episcopal Church, for whom I had a lot of it for some 50 years. I wish I had Sarah's poem, because Sarah said this morning what I would say to you. Anyway, vote for me.
We have one more candidate, Josh Mitchell, who is excused from being here because he got married last night. So we do have, Shannon Gemeinhardt has a speech she's going to read from Josh, and I'm going to go check with the kitchen and let them know we're almost done, so don't think I'm being rude.
Yeah, so this is not a bait and switch. I'm not running for Vestry. This is Josh's speech. I need my glasses. This is very small. All right. I'm now that generation.
I was going to say, what?
I'm now that generation. I need my readers. Okay. I'm sorry I could not be here today to talk to you in person, but I am honored that Shannon has agreed to speak on my behalf. Since watching someone read a speech is not the most engaging way to hear a message, you don't get much credit, I will keep this brief, but please feel free to reach out if you have any questions before you cast your vote. For those of you who do not know me, I have been a member of Trinity for over 17 years. In that time, I have served on Vestry twice, as a treasurer for over 4 years, and as finance commission chair for over 5 years. If you listened to my stewardship message a few weeks ago, you know we have some challenges ahead. We have to invest in the building for repairs and improvements. We have the opportunity to do more programming and service in both the community and for the parishioners. Our staff is changing, and we will look to fill key roles in the coming years. We have a budget that is tight with decreasing sources of income and increasing costs, including a loan that must be serviced. These facts mean that we need to develop a vision and a strategy for who we want to be and what we want to accomplish in the next 3 to 5 years. And we need to develop and implement the executional steps on how to get there. It is the vestry's responsibility to set strategy and own the fiscal health of the church. As such, electing members with strong financial and strategic thinking skills is critically important. I am running for Vestry because I feel I can help with that, not only because of the experiences gained while serving here at Trinity, but also because of the experience gained as a senior finance director at Procter & Gamble, where I own both financial stewardship and strategy development for the businesses that I work on. Thank you for your consideration, and thank you to Shannon for presenting this for me. As I said, I am willing to answer any questions you may have before you cast your ballot. My contact information is in the directory. Please do not hesitate to call or write.
Thank you. Okay. Jean, I'm just going to ask you really quickly if there's anything you feel we need to add. Jean is the person here from Vestry that's serving on the election committee, so I think we're good, but I'm just double checking with you.
Sounds good.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about process? Wonderful, then I'm gonna throw it over to Peter.
I'm going to pray and then we're going to go get in line.
All right.
The Lord be with you.
And also with you.
Let's pray. Bless, O Lord, this food to our use and us to your service, and make us truly mindful of and responsive to the needs of others. All this we ask in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Manja.